Shalom. Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh B'Shem Shai B'Shem Kakwadash. It's 6:55 a.m., January 10th, 2023. The hopeful year that all prophecies come to pass, which means the next big major prophecy, which is the Charagma, the MOTB, the fulfillment of Revelation 13 and 16. When that happens, then shortly thereafter, the destruction will come, the deliverance of the elect of Israel, and then the kingdom. I'm going to entitle this video, But a Famine of Hearing the Words of Yahweh. Excuse me. And the words that the Most High wants us to hear is what the scriptures are saying, which includes the Apocrypha. All the words, all the prophecies. Like I said in the beginning of this video, we're at the time of the end, and we know that we're in that. Anybody that says, any Israelite, any so-called spiritual man, any prophet that says, well, we don't know when the Lord, it's up to the Lord when He's gonna come back. He didn't give it to us and give us this knowledge. He didn't give the Son this knowledge, and that proves that Yahweh Shai, this clown vocab alone, made a statement that the Trinity is 3 in 1, and the how did he say it? Co-equal. Do you know what it means by co-equal? That means you have 3 or 4 men that all have the same rank. One is not over the other one. That's what this clown vocab alone said about they call the triune God. Well, if that's the case, why did the Lord say in Matthew 24 that it's not given to him but the Father? As a matter of fact, let me go to that. Oh, anyway, the title, like I said, but a famine of hearing the words of Yahweh. Got to break it down right. It's not people say they're going to be a famine of the word. You're going to look to see what and they go. No, it's talking about a famine of hearing the words of Yahweh. We're in that time right now. The words are going out, but the famine is that the majority of the people are not hearing it. This is why you have a lot of Christians, their attack is on us. And any time they come against the Israelites, they get their asses handed to them every time. Every freaking they're finding out they don't understand the scriptures, they don't understand prophecies. Millions of people are leaving Christianity every day. Hey, you go to YouTube and you put in why I left Christianity. You can watch videos all day on that subject, all week. people are leaving. You got Jake women leaving Christianity, becoming witches, joining covens. So Christianity, your average everyday Christianity is weak as hell. We even found out that the so-called Christian scholars, they know the truth, but a lot of them don't even know the truth. But some of them know certain parts of the Bible, but they don't understand the Bible. If they understood the Bible and they were true or honest, they would have to admit that a Babylon is America. But I'm a little all over the place, but that's all right too. I was gonna go to a precept. I forgot where I was gonna go. But anyway, that's what this means. But a famine of hearing the words of of the Lord Yahweh. Oh, I said I was going to go to Matthew's 24. Let's do that. See if I can find that. Matthew 24. I believe it's in Matthew 24. Okay, Matthew 24, verse, and we need to go through this. I need to go through it. Matthew 24. People won't go through it, but this is equivalent to all the other prophecies, and this is coming out of the mouth of Yahweh Shai himself. This is equivalent to the books of Revelation, or the book of Revelation, the Isaiah, Jeremiah. This is a prophetic book because the disciples asked him privately, when shall be the end of the world and of thy coming? So when he opens up his mouth, he's prophesying. So it says here, but of the day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. You know what I'm gonna do? Okay, go over here. To see what these Christian scholars have to say about this verse. Going to be a lot of death, famine, people bugging out. Things are going to happen where they don't have the answers to because they don't know the scriptures. These churches are going to bug the hell out. But of the day and hour, knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. Let's see what Cambridge Bible for Schools and Colleges have to say. End of chapter 25, parable teaching concerning the second advent. Advent was coming, the coming of the Messiah, the need of watchfulness. Yep, and that's what we're doing. That the day of the Lord shall not overtake you as a thief. Because we're watching every day. We're looking in the heavens every day. We're looking at the news every day. But at the day and hour, the day of judgment, the discourse turns from the type, the fall of Jerusalem, to the antitype, the day of judgment, which they're right on that. because when the Lord spoke about, in Matthew 24, Luke 21, and Mark 13, he was talking about two events, which was 70 AD and this coming destruction. So there was two events that he was speaking about. You got people that go into the scriptures, they'll read Matthew 24, and they'll say it's all meaning the end of the world. When it says, pray that your flight be not in winter, neither on the Sabbath day. Woe to them that give suck in those days. They ain't talking about now. It ain't talking about now. It was talking about back then, because the Roman armies were coming in as a flood. You got Israelites that out there teaching that don't even understand that. The day of judgment, and continues on this subject to the end of the following chapter. So we can't tell you the day, the exact day or time, the hour, because the Lord said that not even the angels know, but my Father in heaven. So he doesn't even know. He has to get the order as to when he's to come back and deliver the elect of Israel. Not all Israel, the elect of Israel, the prophets. And while we're on the subject of the word prophet, you got a lot of false prophets out there. You got a lot of guys that can't popped on the scene. Hey, before we came on YouTube, if we never got on YouTube, if there was never a YouTube, we never did these videos. These guys that you see just popping up with the 12 tribe sign, with the t-shirts, with the fringes on it, reading scriptures that they got from us, they would never be out there. They'd be doing, if they were purse snatchers, they could continue to snatch purses. If they were stick-up kids, they continue to stick people up. If they stole cars, that's what they're going to continue to do. This is just something to do. There's a lot of guys out there that really believe that they're prophets. Just because you get a 12 tribe sign, you get a t-shirt with fringes on it, and you open up some scriptures and you stand on the corner, that doesn't make you a prophet. You got a lot of people that mimic the prophets. We are the true prophets. And what proves that we're the true prophets is the fact that we're going into this last major prophecy, which is the MOTB, the fulfillment of Revelation 13 and 16, but you have people coming against it, not considering that maybe, what if these guys are right? Tahar and them, they've been out there since the 80s. Tahar came into this thing in the early 80s. He hasn't slowed down. Maybe I'm a crazy person, just a crazy person that needs to get a life, or I'm one of the prophets. I can understand if you got men out there that call themselves Israelites or prophets out there on the highways and the byways on YouTube, and they're teaching, but they're not knocking what we're saying, or somebody asks them about it, they're not saying, well, we're not sure about that, we got to go deeper. Or they should be saying, yep, the men of GMS have, they're right. Clown video was made by Captain Tazariak and Captain Katazak. They were pretty much clowning the fact that about the charagma. So now they're saying that, Alex Jones taught us that all the conspiracy thing that we do, we got it from Alex Jones. First of all, we were teaching that before Alex Jones was even heard of. We were teaching this when Alex Jones was Bill Hicks, the comedian, because that's who he is. Alex Jones is Bill Hicks, the comedian. He used to be on HBO. what was it called? Something 1 hour of comedy, and he was featured on that HBO show where they had these once one man stand up comic, and he was one of them. Bill Hicks. That's Alex Jones. There was an actual real Alex Jones. This guy came in. I don't know what happened to the real Alex Jones, but they did some plastic surgery on Bill Hicks, and he's now the new Alex Jones. So now Alex Jones says he's a Gadite. I can believe he's a Gadite. He has the spirit of an Israelite. He doesn't have the spirit of an Edomite. But we'll find out. He said it many years ago. He said his father, I believe he said, was Cherokee, and I believe his mother's an Edomite. So only time will tell. But he said he spoke about the MOTB, and he had a guest. He had a guest on. This was back in the early 90s. This is way before YouTube. This had to be 98, 99, somewhere around there, where you had this club, which is like a chain of clubs, the Baja Beach Club, where you had to get the charagma in you to go. I mean, you can go in if you didn't want to get it, you didn't have to get it, but it was a trend to get it. A famous picture of an Edomite woman, and the guy, she's going in the Baja Beach Club in Spain, and they're scanning her arm. Now, when she buys drinks and everything, it all comes out of that charagma. So he did a show on it, and he invited the guy that owns the Baja Beach Club. And then Alex Jones told him, "Do you know that's Revelation 13 and 16? That's the MOTB." And then you know what the dude said? He said, "Yeah, I know. So what? Yeah, I know it's the market, but so what?" So they know. The elite know. The elite know. But anyway, like I said, I opened with this scripture, but hearing, let me see, let me come back over here. Amos 8, verse 11, the days are coming. Oh, that's the NIV. Let me go to KJV. Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh the Most High, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh. Now, the word is also likened unto bread. It's also likened unto water. Read St. John, the 4th chapter, the woman at the well. The Lord said, "I have water, and if you drink this water, you'll never thirst again." The Lord told the apostles to eat my body and to drink my blood. And you had 70 of them that got offended at that and left him because they thought he was talking about cannibalism. What he was talking about was eat this roll. So this is an important scripture because you got these Israelite camps, these major Israelite camps, ISUPK, IUIC, and others, that anytime we do a video on it, they'll come against it. And what they don't realize is that they're coming against the true men of the Lord, pursuant to Acts the 5th chapter, 38 verse. Gamaliel said, pretty much he said, leave these men alone because happily you'd be fighting against the Most High. So when you come against us, when we're prophesying, you put a stumbling block there, a rock of offense, something to block this thing, and you cause people to follow your way, they're going to be destroyed, and you're going to be destroyed. Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter. Warn them. So part of the warning is to warn them as to what's coming. What are we to warn them about? Anything that's written in the Bible that you're not supposed to do. But especially the MOTB. We keep making videos on it. because it's right around the corner. Let me do this. Let me look up the word prophet. Give you the word prophet. Okay, it occurs 244 times in 227 verses. That's in the Old and New Testament. So you know what I'm gonna do? Let me do this. I'll start the very first time it's mentioned. Genesis 20, verse 7. Now therefore restore the man his wife, for he is a prophet. This is talking about Abraham. So this is proof that Abraham was a prophet, because he prophesied. And he shall pray for thee, and thou shalt live. And if thou restore her not, know thou that thou shalt surely die, and all that are thine. So this is the Pharaoh. Most High came to Pharaoh in a vision, in a dream. So then let me look up the word prophet in the Old Testament. You got a lot of guys, they're not prophets, but they play prophets on YouTube. Got a lot of dudes just faking it, man. That the scriptures speak about, they shall not wear a rough garment to deceive. Prophet. Let's look up the word prophet. Nabaya, nabaya. The root word is naba'a. To prophesy under influence of divine spirit of false prophets. You got righteous prophets and you got false prophets. The prophecy under influence of divine spirit of false prophets. Come back over here to the word prophet. Prophets prophesy, them that prophesy, which means say before, prophet, variant, spokesman, where the middleman, where the scriptures, the Matthew says, it's not you that meditate not on what thou are going to say, for it shall be given to you in that hour from the Father. Merely paraphrasing. It says spokesman, speaker, prophet, false prophet, heathen prophet. Balaam was a heathen prophet. A prophet or generally inspired man, prophecy, that prophecy, prophet. Change probably occurred in times of Elijah. Now, Elijah was a prophet, and is first reflected in Ephraimitic source, literally as applied to Abraham. That was the first scripture. Moses, Deuteronomy 34:10, and there arose not a prophet since in Israel like unto Moses, whom the Lord knew face to face. Yeah, because Aaron and Miriam came against Moses, and the Most High, you know what he did to Miriam? Turned into a white woman, but she was restored back. And the Lord, Yahweh, cursed him out. Yahweh Bashem Shai cursed him out, said, look, when I come to prophets, I come to them in visions and dreams. But when I come to Moses, I come straight up, I come straight to him, you know? So he doesn't know, he doesn't say, well, what does this mean? The Most High deals directly with Moses. Very important. That's Peter. Hosea 6:5. Therefore have I hewed them by the prophets. I have slain them by the words of my mouth. And thy judgments are as the light that goeth forth. Hosea 12:11. Is there iniquity in Gilead? Surely they are vanity. They sacrifice bullocks in Gilead, yea, their altars are as heaps in the furrows of the fields. Just trying to get some information here. Aaron as mouthpiece of Moses. The Lord told Moses he's going to make him a god to Pharaoh, and Aaron, his brother, his older brother, is going to be his prophet, his spokesman. So we are the spokesman of the Most High. You know, this is a serious, some serious things have been said. When you come against the prophets of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is going to kill you. He's going to make you take the Quran first, then he's going to kill you. The fact that you came against us with this major prophecy, the MOTB, which we are teaching it 100% correct. When you come against it, when you clown against it, when you make counter videos against what we're teaching, when you put up a stumbling block, when you deceive the people, you are the enemy of the Most. You don't fight against us. You fight against the Most High. Like I said, I see this year the Most High is going to really turn it up. He's going to kill a lot of people. He's going to get medieval on your asses. He's going to do a lot of damage. And as soon as this charagma comes to pass, because it's going to start with the CBDC, Central Bank Digital Currency. And they officially going to start it in the U.S. as a pilot program March, I believe March 22nd. Meanwhile, in other certain selected places around the world, they're gonna do the pilot program in Nigeria and Canada and certain places. China is the model. I believe that China will be the first to really push that charagma. And then it's going to eventually be worldwide. So how fast is that going to come? Hey, watch the World Economic Forum officially this Monday, coming the 16th of January. Let me look up the word prophecy. So the most important man to the Most High is not the king, not the high priest, but the prophet. Because the king can't see in front of him. He can't see the future unless he's a king / prophet. King David was a prophet. Abraham was a prophet. I'm gonna also look up the word seer. S-E-E-S. I'm sorry. I believe it's S-E-E-R. Prophecy. Oh, you know what? Let me read this precept right here. And there ran a young man and told Moses and said, Eldad and Medad do prophesy in the camp. That was a situation of they were in the wilderness and these guys were prophesying. And Joshua, the son of Nun, Yahushua, the son of Nun, the servant of Moses, one of his young men answered and said, my Lord Moses. Now, right here, Lord is not Yahweh or Yahushua. It's other one Yah. My Lord, other one Yah. Let's prove that. What I say? Ada Adanaya. They spell a little bit different. So I said Ada one Adanaya. My Lord, meaning my superior. This is Joshua, son of Nun, servant of Moses, one of his young men, answered and said, Adonai, Adonai, Moses, my Lord Moses, my captain, my superior Moses, forbid them not. Tell them stop prophesying. And this is what Moses said. And Moses, Mashah, said unto him, envious thou for my sake? Would to the power that all the Lord's people, the Israelites, were prophets, and that Yahweh would put his spirit upon them. And Moses got him into the camp, he and the elders of Yasha'Allah. So let's come back up here. Give me a second. Prophecy. Nabaya. To prophesy under influence of divine spirit. You know what that means when you have visions, when you go into trances. Some people kill people, they murder people, and then they ask them why they murdered a person. Then they say, well, the devil made me do it. And sometimes the devil does make you do it. The devil works just like the Most High works. The Most High works through you through the angels. So when we read the scriptures, we the spirit opens our minds to receive it, right? But then if you have a dream and you wake up and analyze a dream. You might ask another brother, what do you think about that? And they might say, you might not be able to break the dream down. Then again, you might be able to break the dream down, as with Peter in Acts the 10th chapter, when he saw the sheet come down with the unclean beast, and he said, rise, kill, and eat. And now these monkey-minded Christians, they'll say, see, that means you can eat anything. So I'll tell them, nigga, eat a blowfish, eat an electric eel, raw. So when the sheet went back up in the heavens, what did it say afterwards? He pondered upon what this all meant, and then he found out that he was gonna meet up with Cornelius, because the Israelites that were in a Gentile state of mind would use that terminology. It was just like they're unclean animals. So the Most High is going to clean them. Then they had tattoos on their face. They had bald heads. They had tribal marks. You know, a lot of them was in a homosexuality. You had Israelites that was Moses following the Roman customs. Or like the hair. Paul, the Apostle Paul got on them about cutting their hair. And they had to do it, just like he got on them about being a Mo, just like he got on the Church of Corinth about adultery, about laying with your father's wife. You can't do that. They did that because they were following the ways of the Greek, which is Esau. That's why this place is going to utterly be destroyed. This altar, the Most High's cookout, to prophesy under the influence of divine spirit. So sometimes you get dreams of false prophets, a prophecy under influence of divine spirit of false prophets. So now the fact that all GMS members, we all teach the same thing. We all teach the about the charagma. We teach it the same way. And where did it come from? It came from me, because I understood it back at One West. Now I remember High Priest Ariel would go into the Book of Revelation, and he did go to Revelation 13 to 16, and he said that the hand represents you going to fight for this man, and the head represents you go and work, and you part of his system. That's how he broke it down. I remember pulling him to the side and saying, because I already knew that through the spirit that the charagma is the way we teach it now. So I pulled Ariel to the side and I said, Ariel, can it mean that an actual, I didn't say chip, but an actual physical thing can be put in your right hand on your forehead? And he said yes. He said yes, but he never taught it. He never said, well, it means something extra than what I said. The young brother opened my eyes to it. He didn't say, he just said yes, and that was that. That was that. And I believe I asked him about the Sabbath. I said, it's a Sabbath based upon the new moon. I'm not sure, because somebody told me, it was a top brother at the school when he left before I came in, but I used to run into him. Yah the clown. He was an actual clown. He dressed up as a clown. And he had said, Abba used to teach that the Sabbath is based upon the new moon. And I believe I asked Ariel about it, and he said, I said that Abba used to teach that the new moon is the Sabbath is based upon the new moon. And if I'm not, it was so long ago, I'm not sure all the communication, but I believe I asked him, and I believe he said, yeah. And there were certain things that I asked about Abba. I would have the tapes on Abba, because Yaikwa would give me the tapes, the cassette tapes, and he would say certain things different from the way Ariah and the seven would teach. So I said, well, Abba said this, and that, and that. And Ariah would say, well, he went off on that. But High Priest Ariah, when I asked him directly the question about the MOTB, he did. I said, is it also talking about actually putting something physically in your right hand on your forehead? And he said yes. And the fact that, look, if I never taught it, if I taught it the way ISUPK and IUIC teaches it, I believe everybody else would teach it. If I said Friday sundown and Saturday sundown, everybody else in GMS would go by the Friday sundown, Saturday sundown. But you got to study, you got to research. And the Spirit has to work with you. And now it's so evident, the MOTB, and we can see it clearly. Oh, let me look up this word. Look up this word. And then I'm going to show you this video that the Brucanator put together. Basically, it was a lot of clips from different things. And we can see it crystal clear. Can you see seer? Okay, seer. Let me put seer, not seers. Seers. Okay. 1 Samuel 9, verse 9. Before time in Yasha'Allah, when a man went to inquire of the Lord, remember when Rebecca required unto the Lord, she went to a seer. Before time in Israel, when a man or woman went to inquire of the Most High, thus he spake, come and let us go to the seer, which is another word for prophet. For he, the seer, the prophet, that is now called a prophet, was before time called a seer. Ask a Christian, what is a seer? Spell it out for him. What do you mean, what is a seer? What is a seer in the Bible? S-E-E-R. What is a seer? They don't know, because they don't know shit. Most Christians don't know shit about the Bible. So now let's look up the definition of the word seer. We're in the time of the prophets. We're not in the time of the high priest. We're not in the time of the Grand Poobah, high priest, high grand exalted chief priest Eleazar. He said to her, you need to retire. First of all, I'm not a priest. I might do priestly duties, but I'm not a priest. I'm a prophet. There's no retirement plan for prophets. John on the Isle of Patmos proved that. He had to be, if he wasn't 100, he was near 100. The Most High said, I'm not going to mess with you no more. You too old. I'm going to just let you sit on that mountain, cutting up that salt. No, there's no retirement plan for prophets. That's a title for somebody. So let's look up the word seer, which is ra'ah. It doesn't say too much. It says seer, prophet, prophetic vision. The Most High gives visions to prophets, but he also gives visions to people that are near to prophets, and they have a dream, they don't understand. They'll come to the prophet and they'll break it down. Like my woman, she used to always have prophetic dreams about the UFOs coming down. She had one dream where a gigantic UFO came down and beamed up people and killing other people. So I said, the people that were getting killed, what were they? He said they were all white people. The ones that was getting beamed up, they were black, Puerto Rican, Dominican, whatever. Those are the Israelites. We are the Israelites. This place is going to be destroyed. The Lord is going to deliver the elect to Israel. We're going to be beamed up in these ships. It's going to be a spectacular deliverance. And then right after that, the missiles are going to come. This place is going to be a desert. America is going to be a desert. And we pray that it happens this year. It says Sia, old name for, hold up. It says old name for Nabaya, Nabayaa, which is prophet. Prophetic vision, Isaiah 28, verse 7. Isaiah 28, verse 7. But they also have erred through wine. Now, any group that's teaching against the way we teach the Charagma, that this fits them. This Isaiah 28, verse 7. We should call them the Isaiah 28 and 7 Israelites. It said, but they also have erred through wine, which is the knowledge of the Most High, and through strong drink, and that goes into the milk and the meat. You know, strong drink, you got to be of full age to drink strong drink. You can drink wine as a child in Israel when they had the Passover when you was 12 years old. When you were a child, you drank wine. Drink are out of the way. They're out of the way. The priest and the prophet have erred through strong drink, through their fare toward the Most High is taught by the precept of men. And these guys that follow these different groups, I mentioned ISUPK and IUIC because they're major groups. They're two major Israelite groups out there. If you're on the subject of Israel, IUIC is going to come up, ISUPK is going to come up, Sakari is going to come up, GMS is going to come up. But then when they present themselves as being the prophets, they're really not prophets. They're really false prophets because you got to have 100% truth. It says, and you guys are you're gonna eat your words. Everything that you said negative about what we was teaching, especially about the MOTB, you're gonna eat your words, and you're gonna have a lot of your sheep. Some of them may rebel, but most of them are gonna follow your demonic filled ass. They are swallowed up of wine. Remember what happened to that nigga Comfy? The Most High took him out immediately on April Fool's Day. They are out of the way through strong drink, meaning these false philosophies. You got certain Edomite groups. You got certain Israelite groups that teach that the white man is Japhet. The Lord ain't dealing with them. They're not prophets. You got some of them that teach that Edomites can make it. The Lord is not dealing with them. They're not prophets. GOCC, the head of GOCC in that group, the Most High is not dealing with them. They err in vision. They stumble in judgment. What does it say in 2 Ezra 16? Then it shall be known who are my chosen prophets, who are the true men of the Most High. Anyway, let me do this. I thought I had this video up. Okay. I'm not going to show this video. I'm not going to put this on my page because they may take it down. And this is put up by GMS South Carolina 08. And basically, the first, let me see. Pretty much half of it goes into a lot of different videos, TikTok videos, short videos of different people going into the new money system, which is the CBDC. And she goes into it as well. I think her father was involved in it. He died. and she's like an expert. Another one, what's her name? Catherine something. Okay, let me get a better picture of her. Okay, this woman right here, Fitz, Catherine Fitz. She goes in. She goes into the system, man. But you gotta watch, you gotta watch all this. Oh, this guy right here, he goes, somebody sends him money. I think his girl sent him $8,000 to buy a car or something. So she said, I'm going to send it to the bank. So go and pick it up at the bank. He went to pick it up and they said, look, we can't give it to you. And he said, why not? He said, we don't carry that type of money. So they said, well, just make a meeting and come back next week and we can give you the money, or a couple of days, because they're not telling a lie. Everything is digital. If you was to pay for, if you was able to buy, you wanted to buy a car and you said, I'm going to put 8 G's in the guy's account that I'm going to buy the car from, then you can do that. You might have to have a meeting, but that's digital. Everything is digital, man. They don't carry a whole lot of, like the bank robberies when they go in the cash and money. That's going to do away with bank robberies, man. Ain't going to be no more bank robberies. Because when you go in and put the money in the bag, we ain't got no money. Everything is digital. So you're going to have to be a computer hacker in order to get that goddamn money. Everything's going to be digital. That's why they keep talking about the CBDC, the central bank digital currency, which is one step closer to the buying and selling. But eventually, you're going to need a QR code on your smartphone. You're going to have to get an app with the QR code with your account in it to go to the bank to get money, to pay for everything. It's going to be on your smartphone. Now people lose their smartphones, right? So they're going to come up with the idea of, well, the Switzerland's, they're doing very well with the charagma. So eventually it's going to go from the QR code to the QR code being in your in that device, in the charagma. And they're gonna get the celebrities to push it like they did with the jump shot. They're gonna get the celebrities to push it. They're gonna say, well, there's certain things you can't do, or you can buy this, but if you use cash, it's gonna cost you $10. But if you use the QR code or ultimately the charagma, it'll only cost you $3. So that's gonna force a lot of people to. They're gonna look. It's gonna be a world thing. This is the fulfillment of Revelation 3:10. Let me go to that. But you got to watch this video. Digital dystopia. Digital meaning digital, and dystopia pretty much means a bad place, as opposed to utopia, which is a good place. And I believe it's going to start in China, places like China, then maybe Australia. Those are the model countries that they're going to use. And then Canada, and then eventually it'll come down to US. But they're going to have projects starting, I believe, March 22nd. So they're going to completely do away with, greenback, paper money. They're going to completely do away with it. They're going to completely do away with credit cards, and everything is going to be done through your charagma. As Aaron Russo said in the interview that he had with Alex Jones. And matter of fact, let me just go. What I say I was going to go. Oh, okay. I'll leave you with this. Revelation 3. And 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, meaning you did what the Most High told you to do. Teach the scriptures 100%. That's why when the subject of Revelation 13 and 16 come up, we break it down the right way. IUIC is breaking it down totally wrong. ISUPK is breaking it down totally wrong. Sakari is breaking it down right, but they should teach it more. They should be always speaking on this. And I'll do videos. The next 10 videos I might just do on the charagma. And if you don't like it, you don't gotta watch me. Because he's always doing videos on the same subject of the mark, because this is a major prophecy. We're gonna continue to do it. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, give me the spirit that every video I do from here on, I'll at least mention the MOTB. Because when it actually happens, when it's manifest, a lot of people are going to bug out. Like I said, you got a lot of sheeple. Because thou has kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon the what? All the world. The word there for world is oikomeni, which means the entire earth, to try them that dwell upon the earth. Now that word earth is gi, where you get the word geo, geology. Look it up. Oikomeni and gi both mean the whole world, the planet, the globe. Now let me do this. Let me go to the NLT. Because you have obeyed my command to preserve. Preserve what? Oh, I'm sorry, to persevere. To persevere, to keep going, not turn your back on the plow. A lot of these guys from the One West days that went on YouTube, a lot of these guys that the old One West guys that used to be on YouTube all the time when YouTube first came out in really 05, 06, 07. When we came out, you had a lot of these guys that were guys that we knew from One West. And they done ran out of gas. We don't know where they're at, man. We don't know where they're at. So guess what? They're going to take the charagma because they failed to persevere. It says, I will protect you from the great time of testing. What's the great time of testing? When they push that charagma, when they make it mandatory to take it, just like they did with the jump shot. And a lot of you guys took it. Well, General Yohana said, go ahead and take it. And I got it on video, so he can't say he never said that. I got it on video. I have the receipts. He said, go ahead and take it. Even Sarnetta got mad at him, and he said, you got to come on my show and explain yourself. And he said the same thing. He said, the white man's going to take it, and they're going to live. You Negroes are not going to take it, and you're going to die. Go find that video, General Rihanna, on Sarnetta's show, and go to the comment section. I think 95% of the people that made comments, they said this nigga took the bag. He's a sellout. He's been compromised. But then his sheeple don't see nothing because they're sheeple. They don't know what's going on. Because you have obeyed my command to preserve. And a lot of people going to, and look, Bishop Nathan, you better consider what you're doing. You better pray, meditate, go on the fast. Because if you teach this when it comes out, and you pretty much, you might not say nothing. Your people are gonna go out and get it. You're supposed to be proactive. You're supposed to tell them don't take it. I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm neutral on this. You can't be neutral with this thing. I'm telling you, man, there's gonna be a major shakeup in Israel. All you fake ass prophets, all you YouTube celebrity prophets, the Most High is going to deal with every last one of you. And you're going to have to there's a lot of explaining you got to do. You're going to have to do a lot of explaining. It says, I will protect you from the great time of testing. What's the great time of testing? That will come upon the whole world, oikomeni, to test or try those who belong to, those who belong to this world. If you take the charagma, you're part of the world. You're of the world. Having loved this present world. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom.